issues related to that incident, and that goes to the core of Nigeria as a sovereign state. And one of the biggest issues there, the food security, what gets on the plate of ordinary people. You know that Nigerians consume a lot of fish. It's part of our staple food. And we spend millions of dollars, if hundreds of millions of dollars importing fish. Now, as a country that has about 800 kilometers by 200 miles of exclusive economic zone, that's a huge fish farming environment. What is going on? That goes to the root of food security, the maritime dimension of food security. Now, the fish is a specific type. It's a specific type. It's not. If we say, as Nostra said, it is toxic waste or toxic pollution, either from inland, then we will expect to see a variety type of fish, and not about concentrated in a specific location. So that argument that is coming from inland toxic pollution, it's not too difficult to identify the companies or the industry that's making the pollution that is so toxic enough to cause that amount of fish. So have they tested the pollutant, and have they been able to trace it to a specific factory? That's not, should not be a too difficult process to carry out. And then if they have not, then we as the populace should be concerned, because that allegation is very, very serious. Why have we not been able to locate the industry that has caused that pollution, and then why have they not made that public? So, be that as it may, cast doubt of that is likely to come from toxic pollution from a specific industry. Because don't forget, toxic pollution from that way, once they fight to see, gather the fish and then send it back to that specific area. I'm not convinced. On the other hand, if it's pollution at sea, toxic pollution at sea, the same argument applies. Why did they just catch that specific type of fish, carry it, and then dump them there? So the most likely cause will have been fish were dumped, either dumped by a vessel carrying that type of fish. The other is dumped, or such a vessel carrying that type of fish sank at sea and then empty its content into the sea, and then they were still being concentrated and come straight to sea. Either of these incidents then means the issue of security of our maritime environment, that is the monitoring of the activities within the maritime domain, still requires some more work to be done. So that's the first issue we need to consider. Now, on the issue of food security, the maritime dimension, and which goes to the other your question you are talking about, Torres Convention and all that, they are all related. The maritime environment, as with the Nigerian exclusive economic zone, is a fertile area that should be feeding our people. Now, post-COVID-19, food security is going to be an issue, because the imports the money that we derive at the moment is going down. Our ability, all other nations will now be concentrating on their ability to feed their nation, to kickstart their economy. So therefore, Nigeria is not exempted from that phenomenon. So they need them to be thinking of food security. The question we then ask is, does the maritime industry have a role to play in food security? The answer is yes, because we have a huge maritime domain that we should secure and then harness for the benefit of our people, first and foremost to feed our people, and then secondly, to conserve our dwindling foreign reserves so that our dependence on oil import will be reduced, because it is out of the oil dependence that we're able to fund the fish that we import. So if we're able to harness our oceans and produce our own fish, what is coming out of the dependence on oil will be used for developing other parts of the country. On one hand, we'll be able to generate income from the fish. If you feed our people, we might even be able to export the fish, because foreigners come to fish in our port. Not only do they export, but at the same time, they will export to us. So definitely, there's something huge here that as a nation we have not been harnessing. So that's one of the things that we need, that should change post COVID-19, to look seriously to the maritime dimension of food security. On ship registry, if you recollect, when the report was submitted to the NASA, and then they said an implementation monitoring committee, because the committee is now the implementation monitoring committee. What we are saying is that it was originally a ship registry office review, but because of our work, we found out that it was not just the ship registry office that needed to be reformed, because that's very, very narrow way to look at it. So in the course of our work, we found that it's actually the Nigerian ship registry itself that needs to be reformed. So, and this is the discussion that is ongoing at the moment, that the NASA needs to look at it as the Nigerian ship registry reform. We have done most of the groundwork, and then unfortunately COVID-19 came in, which means we are only just coming back slowly to work. But this should be what we believe the new management of the NASA should be looking into, is the Nigerian ship registry reform, because the ship registry itself is fundamental to the Nigerian maritime industry. And luckily they've started to do some work on it, but then we believe the focus should be on Nigerian ship registry reform, not just ship registry office reform. So, and luckily the committee that was put together is depth and is wide enough and is deep enough to have looked at all these issues, and we found out that there is huge support for the work of the Nigerian ship registry, of the Nigerian maritime industry, both locally and globally. So we're not going to be reinventing the wheel, and we should be able to move forward. Because don't forget, one of the three cardinal points that we established is that the ship registry business friendly, does it have technical integrity, is it commercially viable? These are the issues that still revolve around the Nigerian ship registry itself. So, yeah, we believe there's going to be progress after post-COVID-19. We know things are not going to be the same. We are not going to have it the way it was before COVID. Now, post-COVID, there will be a lot of changes, and then definitely we will be adapting to the changes that COVID-19 has forced, not only on the maritime sector, but on the global community itself. So these are some of the things that we're looking into. Post COVID-19, all nations will be looking inwards. Now, Nigeria is not exempt from that. But if we roll back to 2009 and the very deep global recession, the nations that recovered and dominated the world thereafter were those nations that had sound national technical development program. They recovered better, quicker. because say look at China for example. If you look at China's technical development post to the deep recession, you see that rapidly they were dominating various industries and they were able to develop. So now I believe Nigeria did not fully take advantage of the opportunity then. There were a few nations under developed nations or developing nations at that time. The Turkey of this world, Brazil, Malaysia, they grabbed the opportunity of the recession at that time and they were able to rapidly develop. Nigeria too was identified as one of those nations at that time, but then did not take advantage. But they say life don't strike twice, but in this instance, life is striking twice the same position. So we have COVID-19, which the effect will be deeper than the 2009 effect. So what we should be doing now, we should be focusing on national technical development, because when we develop technically, it's one that's when we'll be able to harness the various opportunities. Nigeria is a blessed country for goodness sake. So we should be looking at a national technical development, and that again goes into the role of the maritime sector. Up to now, the Nigerian maritime sector is not, the technical development in the Nigerian maritime sector is not here. It's not there at all. And that means the Nigerian maritime industry is still very backward. So we need to focus more on the national maritime technical development. Have the national maritime technical development initiative that look at all the various aspects of our maritime industry and then identify areas of development. We raise the issue of the maritime aspect, dimensions of food security, the issues of maritime dimensions of the energy security, because the energy comes from oil and gas industry basically, but then it's not regulated by Nigerians. We will be deceiving ourselves to say regulated by Nigeria simply because we cannot take advantage of the technical opportunities there. So we need to look at how we can marry all that together to ensure that we have an energy security system. The security of our energy industry is very key, because global nations will be looking at security of their energy source. That's very, very key. Our oil and gas is key to that, and the maritime industry, which essentially controls or the logistics aspect, the explosion. All right, they're all maritime based things, but unfortunately, with our technical development, is not sound enough to be able to take full advantage of that. So we need to look at that. Human capacity development, which comes to seafarers issue, again, we have not been able to actively develop that enough for us to take full advantage of the opportunities there. Specifically to the seafarers' welfare, the issue of unethical employment is still there in the Nigerian maritime environment. We cannot run away from that. Seafarers being owed wages of months, seafarers not being adequately compensated, their working environment, seafarers who are gone to colleges who cannot find bathing space. These are all issues, but we cannot rely on foreigners to provide maritime human capacity development or to provide our maritime manpower. We cannot. So we need to look at that and then look at how we can develop that. Linked to that is the ability to provide vessels. The vessels that are here, why are not employed? We have many vessels within the system, but they are not employed. How can we look at how the employment of these vessels to make sure that we're able to provide the opportunities for the seafarers that come to the country?